please like and subscribe. And let's get into what we're doing today. You may have guessed, it's a pantry video. I bought some new bins on Amazon and I got out my labels. And I have a vision for this pantry that hopefully will work. I'm really not sure because the shelves are so deep. It's a very odd pantry design. But we're going to try to put each thing in a bin, label the bins, and have it make sense. So our first step, obviously, is get everything out and clean off the shelves. I'm sure they are due for a good scrubbing because I haven't done that since the last pantry video I filmed. So I'm not going to make y'all sit through that. I'm going to get everything out and then we'll come back on. I got as far as cleaning out the top shelf. I wiped it down, pulled everything out, and my counter is already full. So I'm going to have to switch gears, empty some of these foods into bins because, as you can see by all of the stacks of chips down there, I have not been doing that regularly. So we're going to switch focus to the stack on the counter and rebin some things. I tried to grab a variety of sizes for my bins. Some still have tags on them, but we'll just have to peel those off. I also, let's see. So we've got Splenda and Walmart brand, same thing. I'm going to mix them in together, hopefully. Well, I don't think they're going to fit in this. Let me see if I've got something bigger. Here we go. Cereal bin should work. Put the newest one on the bottom. I know I'm making a mess, but I'm going to deep clean the kitchen after this. Now we just need to label it. When I'm binning up something like this that I know I'm going to regularly use over and over and over again, I like to cut off the nutritional label and attach that onto my bin. And I just use packing tape. Oops, let's get it lined up here. And one more piece. I don't like the chalk markers that come with the labels, so I use an acrylic pen. There we go. I don't mind tossing out the label and having to use a new one because every time I order bins, I get labels and I have like a never-ending supply. Next up for bins are my Lily's chocolate chips. Most have already been opened. One has not. And I know these bins are a bit big for what we need, but they're the smallest I have available. So let's see, we're going to need 4. These chocolate chips are something I normally restock fairly regularly. If I notice I'm getting low, I'm going to go grab some more. The nutritional label is pretty big. I could fit it on here, but I feel like I can just Google it if I need it. So we're just going to go with the regular labels on these instead of cutting them off the bag. I have a massive stack of chalk labels, but these are my favorites, and I don't know which bin they came with. Let's take this down. So that was milk chocolate. Try to get these straight, but I have ripped and smeared mini labels trying to be OCD about it. So I try to just ignore. All right, there's one done. Next up, this is white chocolate. You can see my acrylic pen or marker splatters. You got to be very particular with how you use it to avoid that. So that's another thing that I just try to immersion therapy myself on and ignore it. Bothers me, but it's not worth the waste of time to redo it, the waste of resources, because I'm probably going to have to do it like 3 or 4 times before I get it to not splatter. Next up, dark chocolate. Of course, that one I didn't splatter, but then I dropped it and smeared it. Last one, semi-sweet. It'll be sweet. Oh, I'm losing some. There we go. All nice and organized. And this one I'm just going to toss in the sink to wash and throw my trash away. I have intentions of switching our grits and oatmeal into these bins. I'm not sure if they're going to fit though. This is oatmeal. Variety of different flavors here. Try to keep them separated so that people don't get confused. Like think they're getting peaches and cream and instead they get pumpkin spice. There we go. That fit in nicely and I could have fit more, so that's good. Set that aside and we'll wipe that out and use it for some cans. Now, I need to figure out the label situation because that's a bit big, so I'm going to have to grab something else. I think these are going to be the best bet. They don't seem to be a perfect fit, but I can cut off the little tips if I need to. Oh, they are perfect, actually. Oh, now let's get the grits. Let's go ahead and do the label first on this one since I know that it's going to work. Again, we have a variety of different flavors in here. Just going to put the cheddar ones towards the front because that's what my son eats most of the time. Try to get all the packets the same way, but it's not working out for me. Cheddar. Oh, that's not going to work. Perfect. They're all in. Now I just need to give these guys a wipe out and add them back to my bin stash. One thing left to put in a bin from this round of shelving is just some blanched almonds. They do have a resealable bag, but I prefer bins. I can see exactly how much is in there and I can organize it with a bunch of even lines, and that makes me happy. I'm just going to label it almonds just in case I want to reuse this for a different type of almonds. With using the acrylic pen, I've actually had some of these go through the dishwasher and come out with the label still on, and you can read it. So that's always an option. Let's tidy up a bit, and then I think we're going to try to put the top shelf back in because I do still want to leave like all of my baking and breakfast stuff on top and then working our way back down. All right, let's see if we can make this make sense. I got the extra large of the Benno bins and they still don't reach to the back. So for perspective on how insanely ridiculous this pantry is. This is my favorite keto granola. Well, I don't know if it's keto. It's low carb, gluten free, all that good stuff. But my Target doesn't sell it anymore, so I have to order it online. So when I ordered it, I had to order $35 to get it to ship, so I just bought a bunch of bags. I have these 2 packs of rice noodles. Definitely not something we eat often, but I do still allow myself to have them on occasion, so I want to keep those. The baking stuff is a bit of a mess. on how I'm actually going to get this stuff in and still be able to get it all out. Normally I have to pull everything back out to get to whatever items in the back. Powdered sugar, I know, is not something I'm going to use anytime soon. That's more of something for the kids on occasion. So we'll put that one in the back. Same with the sweetened coconut. I like the unsweetened coconut. Cocoa powder, I mean, that's something we use on occasion, but most of the time I like a vanilla flavored something instead of chocolate. So then that leaves us these guys. Bobas, they can go here. So when I stack these bins, I can't put two that are the same size beside each other because their lids knock. So I have to alternate. Splenda, something I use fairly regularly. It's the fake sugar choice of my liking. I tried all the swerves. Didn't like those, the monk fruit, the allulose. I just don't like the way they bake. They're okay if I want to have a tea or a coffee or something, but if I'm baking with it, Splenda's just it for me. My kids can't tell a difference. And I think that says a lot. And then the baking powder fits perfectly on top of it. So we have some Duncan Hines keto icing, which I think is delicious. But we also have a leftover vanilla frosting from the kids' birthday party, so I'm going to put this in my donate box. This monk fruit sweetener, like I said, good in tea, not for baking, so I'm going to put it over by our tea and coffee area. My gluten-free pancake mix that I very much need to make. It's not low carb by any means, but my kids love them. So that's going to go in the store, and hopefully I'll remember to use it. Normally I have my vanilla extract in here, but I think the gelatin makes more sense. And this can go up here with our seasonings. Then the kids have a Jell-O packet, and I'm just going to leave this out because I'm going to make it today. And then I have some butter because I can't have peanuts, which I have inadvertently been allergenating myself with lately because two of the flavors of protein bars that I really like have peanuts in them, and my tummy has not been happy. And then I accidentally glutened myself with Domino's pizza the other day. So my body is revolting against me, and my pain level has been extreme this week. But these, I'm the only one that eats them, either on whatever or in baking. So I'm just going to put them in my granola bin. I'm going to put these in the back because I know if I am looking for chocolate chips that they exist. And so if I need them, I can dig to the back because I'm not going to forget that they're there. So then I think we need one of these can bins for our sweetened condensed milk, coconut milk, things like that. We've got some pumpkin puree, 2 coconut milks, coconut milk and a coconut cream. Not that I have any business eating these evaporated milks, but I very much like turning into dulce de leche and dipping my apples in them. So far, I haven't had like any crazy reaction to such things. And then I've just got some yeast. I'm going to sit on top of baking powder. Then almonds. Actually, I'm going to put the almonds on top of the chocolate chips. Making progress. All right, so this stuff can go on another shelf if it has to. Let's get the grits and oatmeal in first. Well, I don't like how that label is blocked. Guess it's going to be blocked either way. Wonder if I could stack them back to back. Nope, just a smidge too long. All right, well, that label is just going to have to be blocked. If you look from the side, you can see it. Hopefully that's good enough. You can see the label on one, so surely they won't mix them up. So we've got our hot pots, and these things, that's seasoning, more of a seasoning, some broth. Yeah, okay, so that's a one-time soup mix. This is dessert mix. So let's put these guys. We've got 2 desserts here. So these are tofu seasoning, wonton soup seasoning. Okay, so I'm going to try to slide this behind the grits and oatmeal. There we go. That worked out pretty well, actually. And then I have a little bit of space between where I can put these bins. I'm not sure which way I'm going to put this in, so I didn't stick the label on it. But these guys are labeled and ready to go in. These 2 dessert boxes between. Turn them the right way or it will bother me. Now, how am I going to put this in? These just need to move to my seasonings. And these I can stack right in the middle. Actually, I can put them on top of the mushroom bin, and I think that might make a little more sense. And then it's beside the noodles that they would need to go with. I don't have room to slide these back in there, so they are going to move up to the seasonings. And I organized this last week, but I'm just going to toss these new things in the middle and find a spot for them later. Then I think we are good to move on to the next shelf down. So again, I'm going to drag everything out, clean it, and then come back. The items on these 2 shelves were all mixed together, so it's supposed to be dinner things and then kid stuff, snacks. But they were all mixed up, so I had to pull them both out. Thankfully, they still fit on the counter. I'm not really sure how to go about organizing it, though, because there's just a lot of stuff, and I'm not even really sure it's stuff that we are going to eat, which I don't really know how to deal with. Like, I can donate it, but I'm not 100% sure that we aren't going to eat it. So I originally had like a can bin for beans, one for soup, but I think things have been mixed together since then. Oh, we had another son of butter. And the problem is that I'm the only one in the house that puts things back where they are supposed to be. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that cares until no one can find anything. So there's that. Let's see. I'm not quite sure how to go about this. Had to move y'all around. Messed up my camera when I moved back over here from putting things in bins. This is kids. This is baking. And there used to be a small bin. Oh, I moved it over to like my big bin of flour. So I'm going to put this over there with that. That section is a whole other issue to deal with another day. So this is kid stuff. That'll go the next drawer or the next shelf down. So we've got soups, and we've got canned corn, water chestnut. So that doesn't go with beans. So we've got rice and beans. Oh, we've got some beans mixed in with this one. More mushrooms, beans. We eat a lot of beans. So the idea with these canned things is that it's supposed to make life easier, but I don't think it does. But neither does just stacking the cans in the pantry, because then no one finds what they're looking for anyway. Okay, so if I put the random things in a bin together, the cans of beans and the cans of soup, I think that makes sense. To me anyways. I don't know about everybody else. And then I actually have 2 different bins of soup. One for cooking soups and one for soups that people actually eat, but I'm just going to put them all together. And they can dig through them if they want to. I'm going to separate out the kids' soups, which is the majority of this other bin. So they'll go down on the next shelf. And then the kids' soups don't need to be in a soup bin like that. They're currently in this old refrigerator bin, but I'm going to give them a bin upgrade. Then the next thing for kids will be their macaroni and cheese and pastas. Our artichoke hearts. Doesn't really make sense, but it's too big to go anywhere else, really. So here's the kids' mac and cheese and pasta bin. I was going to put labels in all of these, but I'm not convinced that I'm going to leave them in those bins. So for now, it's not going to happen. These fruit things, some that are already separated out, but I didn't pay attention to that there's not a label on these, and then the kids won't eat them if there's not a label. And like, well, it's pretty easy to figure out what it is, but all right. I can tell I'm gonna have to break into my energy drink. I've been trying to not have it today, but I can't. My body is giving out. So then we have fruit. I think the next thing should be the beans. And I keep forgetting that we have them because all the kids' snacks get tossed on top of them. And then I don't see them, or something else gets tossed on them. I don't really know what people are doing in this pantry. It's just like a massive disaster every time I look at it, and I don't understand why. So snacks, this is dinner, this is dinner, this is dinner. This I'm going to put behind the soups because that makes sense to me. Then we're left with olives, pizza sauce, chickpea orzo, and potato au gratin, which again I have no business eating, but it has less carbs than the chickpea orzo. So something to think about. Let's see if I can fit these in here. There we go. I mean, that makes sense to me because if I'm going to make a pasta salad, I'm going to need pasta and olives, or like, I guess this would be a side dish. That makes sense too, right? Doesn't have to make sense to everybody. I need to remember that. It only needs to make sense to me because I'm the only one that actually takes the, oh, that looks like it has a busted packet. So I'm the only one that takes the time to organize it. Everyone else just likes when I organize because, oh, I can see all the food. And I'm like, well, if you'd put the food back in its place, you'd always be able to see the food. But whatever. So these carnation breakfast, the kids and the husband went on a kick, having them like 3 times a day. So I stocked up and then they stopped eating them or drinking them. My husband, because of his sugar results, and he backed off, but the kids decided they didn't want to eat them. My daughter only likes the strawberry, and then my son likes what my husband calls the hot chocolate, where you mix a vanilla and a chocolate together. So there's that. It's a good afternoon snack when they're like, I'm hungry, but it's not quite dinner time. So let's see. I think I had them in this bin at one time. Sometimes I've even taken pictures of the nutritional labels and saved them on my phone in like a important info folder under my camera. But I feel like it's just as easy to search on Google. When they come out of the box, they're normally all shoved to one side or the other. So it helps to just give them a shake and even it out. Well, that doesn't work either. I don't know what I was doing, y'all. I don't know. Good enough. And then it will just slide right there onto the snack shelf. I'm going to put these in recycling. I have more snacks than I have dinner things in the pantry. Let's see. I'm going to move this up here. If it'll fit. Probably not. So let's move that back. And then I'm just going to have my sauces and the olives out. Let's take these things out of this bin. So they don't need to be in a bin, let's be honest. And then our chickpea orzo. Actually, I have pastas up here, don't I? I do. So let's put this chickpea orzo up here. I will climb up there and put it where it belongs later. Not right now. So this is something that I would use with those Indian foods, which are up here. So let's move this up here. And then this would be snacking. So this up here. There we go. And then now we've got this area that we need to sort for snacking. So maybe I do want to put this back in, because then I could slide it out and get to different things. So let's try it, see how it works. And anytime I have something that is mint, I like to put a lid on it so that it doesn't infect the entire pantry with mint. I'm not a person that loves mint, if y'all can't tell. I like a little bit of mint, but I don't want like mint everything. Forgot about the bread. I'm not really sure where to put it. Normally it gets tossed up here, so I guess it can sit there for now. I don't like the way that looks though. Oh, we could put it here with their carnation drinks. I think that is fine by me. They normally have like toast for breakfast or a sandwich for lunch, so it could kind of go on either shelf, to be honest. But probably don't want their bread on my gluten-free granola. Look at this giant mound of chips. Chips, pork rinds, all kinds of stuff. It's out of control, and I'm willing to bet that there are plenty of open bags that are stale and just need to go in the trash. I have a few of my tall bins here. I know I'm going to need more, but I'm kind of out of counter space. And I don't normally label the chips because I feel like that's pretty easy to see what they are or open it and give it a sniff. All right, I've got to throw away all these bags and start putting this in the pantry so I can see what I even have room left for. I still need to tackle this big bin of granola bars and such, but we're going to get these chips in here. See what I mean by when you stack the same size beside each other, they act all grumpy. I don't want to push them all the way to the back because then we'll never see them. My brain is trying to process how to organize what's left, and I'm really not sure. Okay, so this, the kids' Ritz cracker box. I just take one of the boxes and fold the flaps in, but you see all these partially opened cracker packages. So obviously the kids aren't paying attention to what they have in there. So I'm going to put all of these in one zippy and then put it back in the bag. So I've got 3 unopened little mini packages, and I put 6 opened, partially eaten little packages consolidated into this zippy. I take the cheese, squirt cheese, and I put it in the box. And then there we go. Now, what am I going to do about these? I think I need to give them this last big bin. And, there we go. Yeah, that looks way better than that wire shelf. These crackers, I didn't like them. My daughter was eating them. I don't know if she's still eating them. I put them beside the Ritz crackers because that makes sense to me. And then we just have protein peanut butter and Nutella. And I don't know where to put it. Put it here. Then they can find it. So the only thing I did not make room to put back in is my baking box here. And it has cupcake, cake decorating stuff, extract. I'm going to try to put my baking stuff in here, and maybe I can fit it somewhere in the pantry. I forgot to leave room for our soda bins as well, so I'm going to have to move some stuff around so I can get those in, as I definitely don't want to leave them out on the counter. I can consolidate these cupcake liners into one. There's no need in having this many. There. And these little guys can slide in there. Okay, then this is all trash. Cake decorating. get the rest of my piping bag tips in here, icing tip. And then my knives can just go in beside the sink drawer. This one needs to be washed. These look okay. And then this lovely thing I had up in the top of the pantry for a while, but it somehow made its way back down into this bin. Okay, so we've got all of our cake things in here. That, and then I'm going to get rid of those. I don't like the stiff piping bags. I like these flimsy disposable ones. And then of course I've got to have my cheat sheet that tells me all of the different tips. Okay, so now we've got it down to just this bit. And where should I put this? Oh, here we go. Oh, don't blow this out. Okay, so we slid that in the back. Okay, and then I will put this behind the pasta. Or the soups, should I say, pasta. And then maybe I can fit my sodas here. I know I need room for two. Not sure the best course of action here. Obviously, this is taking up too much room. Ugh. And these seaweed snacks are gonna fall out. All right, let's put this in a smaller bin. Back in the bin it came from. Piling them all in and hoping for the best. They all went in there, so that's good. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it. Oh, I forgot about this thing. That's okay. We're just going to take this off. So here's the finished pantry. No, it's not the best view, but you can see all of the stuff in there. I think it looks better. I kind of like this drawer where I push everything back. I like that. I have a feeling that kids will just toss stuff in front of that and block it all, but we shall see. I hope you enjoyed my pantry reset. I very much enjoy the way it looks now. I know it's not going to stay like this more than a day, but I put the effort in and I did the job. I have 2 of my new bins left. I have 2 of these gray bins. I have this one darker, bigger gray bin. And then I have these 3 old refrigerator bins and this one old freezer bin thing. And this that I had hanging on the door. That now can be repurposed into something else or given another home. So I hope that you will come back and catch me in the next one. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.